Man, Lorenzo Neal, one of the greatest fullbacks to ever play the game. Low, come on, admit it, Low. You're surprised.
Yeah, I think people should be a little surprised, but it's like I think people have to speculate. I mean, we do radio. People do radio. People speculate. People make their own decisions. You come up with your own hypothesis, your own educated guess. You know, we all know this. We can all agree with this. Did the San Francisco 49ers try to trade Jimmy Garoppolo? Yes or no?
Yes.
Is Jimmy Garoppolo, if we said right now, does he know more football than Trey?
Yes. Hell yes.
We're all on the same page. Can Jimmy Garoppolo throw the deep ball better than Trey? I would say probably no.
Right.
Is Jimmy G more mobile than Trey? You guys would probably say no. Guru, you've been talking about all the time right now on the offensive line. It scares you. It scares people because of the fact that it's not. You just don't know yet. You know, you got an all-pro tackle. You know that you drafted another tackle in the first round, but come up injury. He's going to see if he can get back to what he was. So who are the line? What is the line?
Yeah.
So Jimmy's going to be. Would Jimmy have? Could we agree that maybe Jimmy would be under more stress? Could he get out of certain situations? Would he get more sacks? So all those things are true too. So I just think that you had a situation that there was no suitors. No one was trading for Jimmy. No one was giving the Niners what they desired to have. They looked at the situation and said, okay, if we don't get anything from Jimmy, then let's restructure. Now, here's the deal. When they were doing a restructure, Jimmy could have said no, could have said let me go. What could have happened? It was all those different things. Why would he agree? Because Jimmy's been on the phone and his agents have been on the phone with other teams and other organizations, and they probably said, you know what? We don't know if we're going to view that way. We don't know if we're going to take you this way. So Jimmy looked at it. He can make $9,000 plus the $6,000 that he's going to make. So Jimmy still can make, like I said, $14,000 to $15,000. If you go rewind the tape that we talked about last week, did I say this guy's going to make over 12 to 15 or higher as a backup or whatever? So those numbers still hold true. So Jimmy's in a good situation. He's at a place where, if Trey gets injured, if the line's not as what it needs to be, if something happens, he can still go in and play at a high level. I don't think the Niners necessarily lost. I think that they would have lost if they would have just let this guy go. You keep this guy on the roster. You try to hope that some teams go out and say, we want to trade, and we try to hope that you have some value. If not, you have an insurance policy for your team.
No doubt, Lo, and the insurance policy may be better than option A. Let me ask you this since we got you on the phone. All I know, and I told Stoney this a million times, Lo, is I've worked in corporate environment. People act like they're your friend at your job, and then they go talk to the boss behind your back. My question to you is, let's just say Trent Williams, who spoke highly of Trey Lance, is 34 years old. Other players older know that this roster's ready to win. Do you think, Lo, and have you seen this to where said older player, didn't like what they saw from the rookie? Could they go whisper something to the coach or even Lynch to the point to, hey, this kid ain't ready. You know what? Bring Jimmy back. Is that just ludicrous, or do things like that happen on the NFL level?
Oh, I could see if something like that could happen or maybe happen, but I look at it this way. Jimmy G's been how long there? 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
How many Super Bowls have they won? So you got to realize, too, I don't think a lot – do I think there's some guys that love Jimmy G? No question. Do a lot of guys think that maybe been better off with Jimmy G? Absolutely. Is there guys on that team think they're better off with Trey? No question. You have two sides without a doubt. Believe me, I played in a place when we were in Tennessee with the Titans. We had the great and late Steve McNair and had Neil O'Donnell. Neil O'Donnell was with the Steelers and never really got him over the hump, but they had it, so they brought in McNine. Steve McNair. You had Steve McNair that was sitting there, he got hurt, and we still won 5 games and had Neil O'Donnell we won 5 straight. And once Steve got well, they went back to Steve McNair. But people knew that it was his job. So yeah, you have guys that, man, we probably should have stayed with Neil maybe, but you know what? It works itself out. It happens. I played with another situation. I had Phillip Rivers and you know who else? Drew Brees. Drew Brees was there, and you drafted Phillip Rivers with top 5 picks. But guess what happened? Drew Brees played well enough to hold him off, and Drew kept the job. So I've been there, played it, seen it, watched it play out in real time. So it's nothing new under the sun, guys. I mean, come on. How many times we say, hey, you know what? Dre doesn't do nothing for the Warriors. All he does is play defense, get some rebounds. That's all Dre. Yeah, he's just but man, Dre's more bark you hear around the league, all this thing. Oh, Dre's lucky to be on this team. But Kevin Durant leaves. Kevin Durant's an all-star. We get that. But then what happened? Kevin Durant leaves. He doesn't win a championship. But guess what? Dre does. Because people hate because he doesn't have those things that everyone wants, Dre that have and do. But look, he's still on the team that the system fits and it works, and they win championships here. Kevin Durant didn't win another championship.
Where do they win championships?
What's that?
Where do they win championships?
I'm talking about the Warriors. The Warriors still won a championship. That's what I'm talking about.
I thought you meant San Francisco. I thought you meant San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, my bad.
Not lately, Stoddy. No.
So I'm just my point that I'm making, but everyone it. Come on, guys, talk about Dre. He's just this. He ain't gonna.
No, I felt you.
But now you saw KD go and leave and go. He's still one of the best prolific scorers in the league. But who still won the champ this year?
Yeah.
Lo,
here's what happened.
Lo, you ready? Here's what it boils down. I'm gonna give you the scenario, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but you won't because I know I'm right. The best case scenario for Trey Lance was he was going to sit behind Garoppolo for a year, and then he was going to become the starting quarterback, just like Mahomes did in Kansas City. That would have been the gold standard. Well, guess what? They've now gotten to the point where Trey Lance is the starter, and he's not Mahomes. They know that, and they're a little bit worried because they know if he's not Mahomes and he's not close to Mahomes, they're done. Their backups stink. Let's go get Jimmy Garoppolo because it gives us because let's be honest, the kid's not ready.
Okay, so now I can totally see where you said let's go get the kid and he's not Mahomes, and you had of course Alex Smith and Mahomes. Totally two different things and two different scenarios, and you're absolutely right. No one's saying Trey is Mahomes, and guess what? Newsflash, there ain't a lot of Mahomes out there, period. So, but when you sit there and say that, here's Alex and, not Alex, but you have Jimmy G, and you're saying, okay, so Jimmy G's here, so let's go get him. Okay, so tell me something. If Jimmy G is the guy that you want him to be, tell me why the phone's blown off the hook. If Jimmy G's that guy that this team is ready to win a championship, then why do they try to trade him? If Jimmy G's that guy that you guys are saying that he should be, and you guys are saying, oh, well, Jimmy G's going to be here, now he's a star. If he was that guy, tell me why the Niners drafted who they drafted. If Jimmy G's that guy that you guys are saying, so why isn't the phone like all these other teams like Seattle and the Steelers and different teams that are around the league, Cleveland, that lose their quarterback for 11 games? You mean tell me Jimmy isn't better than what they have? You mean tell me all these other teams that are surrounding a Jimmy G? Why was the phone? Why did the phone blow up?
I believe the phone was ringing, but they wanted way too much. That's what I believe. And then you're a team. Give me one of those teams, the Indianapolis Colts and the 49ers are saying, we want 2 second-rounders for Jimmy Garoppolo. And they're saying, wait a minute, we can't give you 2 second-rounders and take on $24 million for a guy who's, okay, he's pretty good. You know what I mean? That's what I think happened.
So with that being said, so you think so there were suitors. So when he restructured his deal, what happened to the suitors? If he was going to be restructured the deal.
I think he still may get traded.
Me too.
Okay.
I think that now that's what I can agree with you, that he still may have a trade value because now you lowered his cap number and he restructured. But I'm asking you guys this though. So since he was talking about being retraded, was it a team out there that's going to sign and trade? So okay, now he's been the number. What do we want to do it? If that's the case, why hasn't it happened? And if that's the case, once he was saying I'm going to redo my structure, if he had to be cut, he had to be. If they were not under contract, if he decided not to sign that, because Jimmy didn't have to sign it. So you guys tell me if he didn't have to sign it and his agent's been on the phone, because I've been there where my agent's on the phone trying to see if you got any value, calling other teams because you want to get out of there. When I was with the Jets, I wanted to get out of there. I called and said, hey, get me out of here. And I already had a deal with Tampa and I already knew I was getting traded. I knew the night before. I just act like I didn't know. So you mean to tell me that if he was going to get traded or restructure the deal, there wasn't a team that could have said, okay, get cut.
Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. is the Indianapolis Colts. What'd they give up for Matt Ryan? A third and a conditional third. So if I'm the Colts and I kind of need a quarterback, and I'm like, you know what, Matt Ryan, Jimmy Garoppolo, Matt Ryan, Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, guess what? I'm going out to get Matt Ryan if the 49ers are saying we need 2 seconds, and you know you can get Matt Ryan for a third, right?
Sure. Okay, so but that's what I'm saying. But Seattle's on the phone. The Steelers on the phone.
Yeah.
Cleveland's on the phone. So I get what you guys are saying. I understand. And here's the deal. I think Jimmy's a fine quarterback. So I think that Jimmy G can start in this league. I think that you put Jimmy on the Steelers, I think they're going to the playoffs. I think if you put the better the team is for Jimmy, he's got the capabilities. He can win games. I get it. But you guys are acting as if this guy is the next Mahomes or the next Bledsoe or who is he? Because if he was that guy, I'm just saying, guys, there would have been opportunity. There would have been the trade value. There would have been the teams. There would have been there, and Jimmy would have never re-signed this deal because it takes two sides to restructure a contract, and you guys both know that.
Appreciate it, Lo.
No worries. Cheers, guys.
You're the man. That's Lo Neal.